This is SportsCenter with Elle Duncan and Kevin
Much
Nagandi.
more on that game ahead as Ben Simmons addressing Joel Embiid and his Sixers teammates earlier today. Woj is standing by live with more. Plus, this guy is simply ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, he was already insane. Much more on Steph too. Plus, how did the Bengals flip the script on the Bengals and finally beat them, or the Ravens rather, and beat them on Monday Night Football? Mina Kimes is going to break that down, but we're going to start with our headlines and stay right there. No, coaches always say, I'm not going to address something before they address it. It happens all the time as we say hello to our NFL senior writer, Jeremy Fowler, who's here with more. So we hear what Flores has to say publicly about Tua, but what are you hearing from Deshaun Watson's camp?
Well, I continue to hear, Elle, that Deshaun Watson would embrace a trip to Miami. He's got the no-trade clause.
Don't want to ruin someone's confidence who hasn't really had a chance to build it anyway. Dolphins 1-5. You know who else is 1-5? The Giants. You know that. And it doesn't look like it's going to get much better. We just mentioned Saquon Barkley's going to be out, a couple of receivers as well. And they play host to the Panthers, who are hot. We saw that Joe Judge sort of make this emphatic statement about stinky fish or whatever, but he's 7-15 in 2 seasons. How much pressure is on him?
There's some pressure, but the Giants do like Joe Judge. They want this.
Well, that's because, did you see all those ranks? He can't trend in any other direction. It has to go up, right? You can't be worse than 32nd. The Panthers at home Sunday have lost all 3 of their home games this season by a combined score of 82-38. So turn it around, Joe. Jeremy Fowler with the latest.
Thanks.
Comparable Mina Kimes is here every day on NFL Live. Mina, the Ravens have won 5 straight in this matchup, prompting Bengals players to say this week, it's time to flip the script. So what are the keys to Cincinnati pulling the upset?
Well, Al, they've got a better shot than in recent years. This is a team.
Surprising sort of animus between these two as well. The Ravens are sort of tired of the Bengals saying that they're going to flip the script. So we saw Justin Madubuike say, the defensive end for the Ravens, that it was going to be a bloodbath. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm in. Another big one, and it's hard to believe that I'm saying this to you, Mina, the Chiefs, who are facing the Titans and looking for their 2nd straight win, which would be the first time they've done that all season, which just seems, right, crazy. What's the biggest challenge for the Chiefs on the road at Tennessee? Unfortunately, as you were going to hit us with Kansas City, I had it at 2. You hit me with 3. Mina Kimes, always with the great insight, joining us here to break down a couple of big games in the NFL Week 7. Thanks, Mina. 2 House Democrats sent a letter to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell Thursday seeking access to the league's investigation of the Washington football team. There was no written report after the investigation resulted in a $10 million fine against the team and found its workplace was highly unprofessional regarding the treatment of women. The only material that has become public has been through leaks, notably one that cost Raiders coach John Gruden his job. In tonight's SportsCenter report, Mark Schwartz tells us what might. Welcome back. This week, a whole city is taking it out. And that city is Philly.
Oh, come
and
on.
Not for the Ben Simmons stuff, okay, because he passed up a wide open bunny. It has been an ordeal. That goose is cooked. But if you look at the city's sports history, you're going to see that its nickname has been less brotherly love and more like Dodge. As in, people want to get the hell out of it. What is going on? It's a lovely town. They've got great food and championships, and the people are fine. Because Ben Simmons is the latest, but there was Carson take the money and run Wentz, right? Charles Barkley, he was like deuces. Scott Rowland said nah to $140 million just to be done with the Phillies. T.O. is still so triggered by his time there. He's still running around calling Donovan McNabb chunky soup and threatening to fight him.
I'm protesting this show.
I am not necessarily blaming Philly fans. In fact, I don't have any answers to why we have a pattern of flighting instead of fighting across the Philly sports landscape. Honestly, I'm only doing this because I like kicking a man when he's already down.
Of course.
That is not the man. That's the man. And that is basically the premise. Kicking a man when he's down.
SportsCenter. The Hawks have been good. The Braves are doing well. Georgia's #1. And this is what you do? It's just cold.
All we do is win until it counts. Here's NBA Countdown. At least you have a championship.